Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another sort of Convallaria video. So today we're going to look at LUVATA and compare her damage at 5-star. This is rank 13 though, so it does get the extra stats and the Extreme Liberation skill. I'm on Dio's account, so big shout out to him. And I'm just going to do a bit of comparison here, see how we go. Bring Nona Wheel, Gloria, Taya, SP Sophia, Coco, and just our usual tactics on 12-17. So just want to make sure we're getting LUVATA like, you know, a lot of buffs and debuffs to make sure we can really compare the damage and, you know, see if we can understand like how much better is a 5-star LUVATA. So I'm going to go with Cage here. I've been doing a lot of buffs on LUVATA to make sure that she's getting the attack 2 buff from like those random level 2 buffs. So I'll book again LUVATA and then I'll make her move. And then, yeah, stand by. But hopefully that is enough buffs on LUVATA, but we'll have to see, right? Throw down the flag here. And LUVATA, what buffs do you have? Attribute, damage 2, damage reduction, healing, nocturnal. Oh, only attack 1, okay. So hopefully we get enough. So I just want to stand there. I'll stand there. Nona does need to go and inflict magic defense down on the boss as well with the disaster bottles. Did we get it? Okay, magic defense 2 down is done. But we're still missing the attack 2. That's like the key buff we're missing on LUVATA. And man, this RNG does get a bit annoying. Okay, stand by. Taya can speed up. Level 2. No point to Cage again. I can't really do much. Oh wait, we can 1000 Mile Echo and give LUVATA the attack 2. I forgot. Right? Yeah, then we have every damage, Nocturnal Glow, crit 3, crit damage 3, attack 2, leader aura aggression, Cage, flag. Okay, so that's solid. And then we got all the debuffs we want. M defense, vulnerable, judgment. Okay, so stand by. Stand by. Glory doesn't need to do anything. And we're also going to go straight for the Warhorn and we'll go for the raid order. And yeah, we can see our big damage. Nice. Actually, 7, 3, 4, 2. I don't have the attack, the sword wand, right? So I do need to move for the sword wand. And that also causes... Okay, doesn't cause scorch, okay. So we can do it like this and avoid taking the fire tiles. So we can see this damage there. 50-158. And if we swap that around, so we go back to the Warhorn, raid order, and then we go here with the Roaring Flit. Yeah, still the same buffs and everything. And we'll deal it and have it consume this fire tile here. Ooh, 100k. That's huge. And we're also checking the boss debuffs as well, right? What did it get? Just 1 stack of ignition. So now I think instead of Meteor Flame, we'll try Nirvana in Flames and test this. Okay, now we're back again. M defense, Okay, now we should have everything that we need. So going to go Roaring Flint, going to do Warhorn, raid order here, and let's have a look and double check our buffs. So damage 2, Nocturnal Glow, attack 2, crit 3, crit damage 3, raid order, aggression, cage, flag. And then the boss, what does it have? So M defense 2, vulnerable, judgment, lock on, warhorn. Okay, so that is pretty much everything that we need. And now we're going to do Nirvana in Flames. So let's see how much damage we do out of this. Wow, I did not see how much damage. Okay, calculating the difference in the health, it was 101k 753. And yeah, we're dealing a lot of ignition, 1, 2, 3, 4 ignition, 1 scorch. Yeah, pretty big damage, yeah? But we did absorb this fire tile, so what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack and do the Warhorn here. And then we move again. So we need to do raid order on LUVATA. So do I need to select, like, yeah? This should absorb the fire tile, yeah? Oh, did it absorb the fire tile last time? Yeah, I think it did. But now we've got more ignition stacks. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ignition, and then the scorch. Okay. Okay, now I'm back on my global server. I have LUVATA here with Nirvana in Flames, with Roaring Flint, Justice. Does have a bit lower attack here, 3750. Like, I did record like the attack, the damage and everything, and yeah, let's do a bit of a comparison here. I'll do like raid order and Warhorn again, but this time I'll probably do it without Warhorn because yeah, the chances are is, you know, we're not going to crit with a 2-star LUVATA. So let's see how things go. I'll skip this part. Okay, now it's LUVATA's turn. So we'll do the Warhorn. We'll give her raid order here first, and then I'll backtrack later. And yeah, we did Roaring Flint on here. And let's have a look at our stats. So damage 2, Nocturnal Glow, attack 2, crit 2, crit 1, raid order. We got the, yeah, pretty much everything else is the same there. Nothing's changed. On the boss, we do have our M defense 2, vulnerable, judgment, and we did get this extra scorch from Nirvana, but it is what it is. And we already got a fire tile there, so let's see how much damage we hit. 68,254. And that was assuming that we crit, right? So most of the time, what's going to happen is, let me just do Warhorn here again. And then cast the Roaring Flint. Most of the time, what's going to happen is we're not going to crit because we don't have that higher crit, so hopefully I can get a non-crit version. 60670. Maybe if I move here without Roaring Flint, would this hit like a... Oh wait, I did Warhorn. So hard trying not to get a crit. Does that change anything? Alright, let me redo this. Okay, I had to adjust my position quite a bit so I don't get the Scorch from Nirvana. Because like the Scorch was like increasing my crit too much with Leaping Flames. And I couldn't get like a non-critical hit on the boss. So yeah, let's see the non-critical hit here. 34759. Okay, with Nirvana in Flames, let us try and see how much attack that we do with raid order, yeah? Guaranteeing our crit. Wow. Huge. Okay, so looking at this, we didn't apply the Scorch Tile at the start as well, so that's also something to keep in mind. But with the crit, it was 68,619, so pretty similar to our AoE actually. And now we're going to do it without raid order, so hopefully we don't hit as many crits, and see how we go here. The boss is at 16,696. Yeah. Okay, some crits, some no crits. How much damage are we looking at? I can't really say this was like no crit, but no raid order, right? Yeah, like comparing these damage, even with the crit, still very lacking, right? And I think the last test is we'll nerf down this 5-star LUVATA to more comparable levels, 3.9k, without the Extreme Liberation skill. I just changed to a weaker Justice Tarot. I think this might be better. Okay, let's check this LUVATA now. So 7304 in battle. Why is it so high attack? Maybe it's the Diffusing Prism, yeah? So maybe I do need to swap it out and test it with like Diffusing Prism in global. And yeah, we've got like all the debuffs and buffs that we want. Crit, magic defense, vulnerable, judgment. Okay. And then we'll try a big meteor flame and make sure we get the fire type. 888815. So what I'll do on global is I'll swap over to Diffusing Prism as well. So 3713. A bit lower here on the attack side. Let's see. Okay, so this is with Diffusing Prism. So 6572 attack in battle, huh? And we've got damage to Nocturnal Glow, attack to, yeah, everything the same. And we're gonna go Warhorn and let's test it with raid order first and see how big this will hit the boss. We already checked the boss's debuffs, yeah? Warhorn, magic defense, yeah. 67833. Yeah, a bit lower than Nirvana. And then we'll test it without raid order as well. Okay, and 37685. 37685. Yeah, I think this did more. Without raid order, we did more than Nirvana, but then when we crit, we did less. That's weird. So yeah, what do you guys think? Like 2-star, you know, we're missing the extra crits and everything. But even this crit, so like 15 plus this, we got like 30% crit plus the base 5, 35. Or if we're running Coco, crit 2, which will be what, like I said 35 before, so 50% crit. And then depending if they have Scorch or not, that's going to be another 20, so 70% crit potentially. Like crit rate. And then when comparing to like a 5-star, our magic attack does go up by 10%. We do get like, it pretty much maxes out our crit, right? Crit 3, 45, plus the Justice, so that's 60, plus the Leaping Flames, that's like 80, plus our base crit of 5%, 85. And then you get that 45% crit damage. So, like going on our spreadsheet here, like how should we compare it? Like essentially it's probably this comparison, right? Because the others were with the, so this was, how should I mark it? So we really need to compare 5. So 5 is the one where we reduced our magic attack and have no extreme liberation skill. But we're assuming the magic attack is higher because of the 5-star trait. And then we're comparing to this diffusing prism one, right? Like we can't really compare the crit to the crit because we're losing out on that crit damage. But let's say we're hitting like 50% crit. So the crit that we have is we got like 5% base plus justice. So that's 20. And then we'll probably get Coco's crit too. So usually it'll be like these three, right? For 50%. Otherwise it'll be like 20 plus like 35. And then other times you might get the Leaping Flames crit if the enemy is scorched. So I'll say like on average 50% crit. And then what we did is just add these two numbers together, our non-crit without raid order, and then with raid order if we hit a crit. So what's that, like 52k versus like 88k? Like, I think this is like pretty fuzzy math, right? So we're putting it what, like 88 divided by 52, so 5-star versus 2-star, it's like 68% increase. And honestly, like most of the time you won't really be like stacking all those debuffs, buffs and everything against mobs anyway, so the increase I feel like is not really that big of a difference. Like let's bring like Tyre and then like with like Inner Light, and then probably just really only going to use like 1000 Mile Echo, right? And then LUVATA's going to come in, do the burn, do the flames, and then we just wait for second turn and see how big of damage that we do there. Like, what are we at? 6322, just attack buff, crit damage and everything. So 1, 2, 3, and then do like a big meteor flame here. 15173. And if I do the same on my 2-star LUVATA, right? And just bring in Tyre, really to give the energy, yeah? So we'll do the move here. And then we do Inner Light. And we do 1000 Mile Echo. And then what do we do? Like Daring Gaze here. Nice. Tyre died. Stand by. And then we go straight in for... Did I do wrong flip? Maybe I did. I don't remember. But yeah. 5, 6, 4, 6. No crit. Yeah. 3 times difference. Maybe. Like if I push out the raid order, how much difference is this going to make? $9,315. But yeah, this looks like potentially up to like a 2 times increase in damage when you 5-star her. And I guess it's just really up to you if you want to, like, if you think it's worth it, right? And that was probably because like extreme liberation and everything. Otherwise, it's more like a, what did I say? 68, 69% increase. And yeah, let's leave it at that. I'll see you guys next time.